Yo guys, welcome back to Cryptoria. Today I'm going to be covering Cardano, but before I do, I'll appreciate if you like, subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you know when I upload. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. So guys, yes, another video on Cardano. This is more of an update video compared to what I did in my last one. So if you guys do want to learn more about what Cardano is, go ahead and check that out as well. I'll leave the link down below. So this video, as I said, is more of an update video in terms of where I see price going. So guys, make sure you stick around for this video to see where I see price heading to. So guys, I have jumped straight onto CoinMarketCap, where as you guys can see, Cardano being the biggest, one of the biggest coins more like, as you guys can see, currently ranked 4th. Current price at the moment is down 3.5% over the last 24 hours, currently circulating around that $2.10 mark. Current market cap is just underneath that 70 billion, and circulating volume is over 3.2 billion. Going over the chart very briefly, as you guys can see, back in 2017 it did have that spike all the way to that dollar mark until it did unfortunately dip underneath that penny mark, and it did circulate all the way up to the all-time high around that $3 mark. So that is the quick analysis on the price. In terms of recent news, guys, I have jumped over onto Twitter, where as you guys can see from Cardano, it does say learn more about the tree species being utilized for our global impact challenge with Very Tree. So go ahead and check this out as well. You go ahead and check and donate as well and see what the Cardano Foundation is doing. In terms of other recent news, have jumped onto CoinMarketCap. As you guys can see, AgriD 2021 convention. So jumping onto this, so the international online conference and exhibition dedicated to blockchain and DLT in agriculture and the food supply chain. So this will be happening next month, so go ahead and check this out as well. Happening later on this week, in fact, is the World Blockchain Summit. So just jumping onto this, as you guys can see, so WBS Dubai, by invitation only, crypto and the future of finance from adoption to growth. So if you guys are going to this, go ahead and check that out as well. So guys, I will be jumping onto the price analysis now. So guys, just before I jump into my own price analysis, I have jumped onto Cointelegraph's price analysis. As you guys can see, this was posted a couple of days ago, where it does say Cardano ADA is trading inside a symmetrical triangle which generally acts as a continuation pattern. If bears sink and sustain the price below the support line of the triangle, the correction would resume. As you guys can see over here as well, the flattest 20-day EMA around that $2.24 and the RSI just below the midpoint do not give a clear advantage either to the bulls or the bears. The bulls will try to arrest the decline at $1.94 but will fail to do so. The selling could accelerate and the ADA USDT pair could drop to $1.60. Alternatively, if the price rebounds off the support line of the triangle and rises above the 20-day EMA, the bulls will try and push the pair above the resistance line of the triangle. If they succeed, the pair could rise to $2.47 and rally to $2.80. So just quickly jumping into this chart, as you guys can see, they have marked that this support around here, where that resistance line of the symmetrical triangle is over here. So that support turning resistance, as you guys can see, there is that major resistance formed around that $2.09 over there as well, and that support level, as you guys can see over here, is where they see it. So they have drawn out this symmetrical triangle here, where it does indicate if this does break, they want to see a price going towards there. If this breaks, the price might go down to around $1.60, where it says around this resistance here. Be aware as well that, as you guys can see, the EMA 50 has crossed over the 20 as well. As you guys can see, the EMA, they got 50, 20 and 100 where it happened marked over here as well. So as you guys can see, when it did cross over, the resistance was formed and it did drop price from that $2.20 to around that $1.90, but it does seem to be gaining support around that level here, and it does seem to be, you know, ranging between these two levels here. So that's where they see price going for at the moment. So guys, I will be jumping into my price analysis now. So guys, yes, whatever's been waiting for, the price analysis. So guys, just before I jump into the nitty gritty side of things, as you guys can see, I have went on to the monthly and I've highlighted these major zone levels and these key level of marks as well. So as you guys can see back here, that zone, I did create that resistance level here around that 75-cent level back in 2017. Around that dollar mark, I put that support level there as well, and that $2 mark as well, just as a psychological level. The all-time high being that $3.10, and that spike back in June around that $2.50. So I have, as you guys can see, I have drawn out these levels as well. Back in 2017, that 75-cent level being that resistance level has been smashed ever since then. And as you guys can see, last month, in fact a couple of months ago, it was that all-time high level there. So why that all-time high level was there is because of all this smart contract stuff that's been happening around Cardano. So what this does is the value that smart contracts will bring to the Cardano ecosystem cannot be overemphasized. This will give the network significant value in its use cases when it comes to things like decentralized finance. Smart contracts on the network would allow developers to build decentralized apps in order to bring DeFi services to users on the Cardano network. So smart contracts will have the capability that will put Cardano in a position to be able to compete with its biggest rival, Ethereum. With smart contracts, not only will decentralized finance be coming to the Cardano ecosystem, things like NFTs will be minted on the network, and with Cardano fee structure for significantly less than NFTs are currently being minted on the Ethereum network. So that is what the hype is all about with our smart contract. That's why all this has been happening ever since then. So as I did already mention, guys, that strong level of support around a dollar mark. As you guys can see, I don't think it will ever touch that dollar mark again. As you guys can see, if anything, the position probably would drop around to that $1.20 just because that support level is fallen. But as you guys can see, for all these months here, has rejected it so many times, created that level of strong support now as well around that dollar, and ever since then, as you guys can see, smashed through all these key levels here. So jumping on to monthly again, guys, as you guys can see, I have drawn this trend line here from that all-time peak around that 2018 mark, and ever since then, as you guys can see, these months has completely smashed those levels. Have marked down this zone here as well, this resistance formed back around May time, around that $1.80, and ever since then, as you guys can see, this month about that smart contracts hype has ever since smashed them. But so I have marked down this Fibonacci as well, as you guys can see, from the low to the high. As you guys can see, it does seem to be retracing back down towards that 61.8 level, around that 78.6 level. So what I see at the moment is either it's going to create that level of support around here before going back to its all-time high, or it might drop further down towards that 61.8 level before creating level of support and going back up, or it might completely break the Fibonacci and just go completely down back towards these levels of support around that dollar mark region, as you guys can see here. So that is the sort of play I see in terms of the monthly. Again, if this plays out perfectly, the Fibonacci, as you guys can see, will retrace back down to this level before creating level of support and going completely smashing those all-time high, creating a level of support again around that 100% level before going up towards a 1.41 level around that $3.84 mark. That will be the perfect scenario. As you guys can see, this will be the perfect scenario. In terms of the weekly, as you guys can see, dumping into weekly very closely, as you guys can see, there was that support formed a couple of weeks ago, and last week, as you guys can see, it did break that support. It did actually close below that support level here, and as you guys can see, this one as well, it has broken the low of this weekly as well. So it does seem to be a bit of a bearish movement at the moment. It does seem to be playing very bearish at the moment. As you guys can see, so many clean weeks here, very bullish weeks all the way here. As you guys can see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 weeks worth of bullish candles. So just expect a more of a clean retracement back down. So just to mirror these as well, and it just keeps the market flowing as well. So as I said, guys, it might go back down towards these levels here around that 61.8 level. Even here, as you guys can see, that resistance here as well. So that would be perfect as well if it creates a support here, so resistance turning support around that level here, or even touching this trend line here as well, guys. As you guys can see, one, twice, third time here will be ideal. If that does play out, that will be much more of a stronger indication of it being continually bullish as well. So if it does play out like that, create that level of support, touching third time, resistance and support, going back up to those all-time high. And as I said, guys, this will be the perfect scenario in terms of if this all plays out. So that is just jumping, as you guys can see, how I see the market. So that's the monthly, then the weekly. Jumping onto the daily, as you guys can see, another sort of scenario you can see back in around May, June-ish time. So from May to around August, as you guys can see, there was this ascending triangle being formed here. I've literally mirrored this onto the scenario we see at the moment. As you guys can see, it's been very bearish at the moment. As you guys can see, had that high, then it's been bearish, had that high, then it has been bearish. So as you guys can see, ever since this trend line has been broken, has had a gain of 156% to an all-time high around that $3.10 mark. So as you guys can see at the moment, it's literally playing out the same way. I have already drawn out the support level here. As you guys can see, same literal support level. So obviously here the support level was around that dollar mark. Now as you guys can see, around that $1.90. So if it plays out well, and again 156% level increase, it will go up to around that $3.84 mark as well. As you guys can see, it's literally exact same mirror at the moment. So if this plays out well, again guys, it will literally play out how this is as well. So these are the scenarios which I see in terms of where Cardano is heading to. This is a scenario which Cointelegraph sees it. I'll leave the link below as well in terms of what you think and where the Cardano movement is going to. So guys, let me know what you guys think. I'll leave the video here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on bell notification for all future videos. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.